Okay, so hello everyone. This is Angie's Drama Room. I am your meeting host, Angie, and today we're going to be talking about a dream within a dream rewind, okay, or rewatch, however you want to put it. I told you before on my weekly update that I completely watched it, but however, I did skip through episodes and skip through scenes of the episodes. But I was a it was a scene that I couldn't find. I was like, "Where's the scene at?" They posted it on social, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I was like, "Where is the scene at?" And come to find out, it's a 40 episode drama, right? That scene is at the end credits of the 40 episode. So you had to watch the whole credits in order to get this minute and 5 seconds or something like that end credit. Did it help? I think it caused a lot more confusion. And so I read through socials, I read through people's commentaries, I read through people who were saying what the story was about, and it was layers into the story. So the way I'm thinking the story was about, it was a female script writer who was actually writing the script as if it was a series in the script, playing the script out in the series. So they were trying to say, was it a dream or was it not a dream? Was she dreaming all this stuff? So if you did not know, it's kind of hard. If you did not watch, it's kind of hard not to tell you spoilers in this one. So there might be some spoiler reviews in this one. But however, if you were going to watch, you probably watched it already. If you're watching several times, you probably already know what I'm going to go here with. So the script writer somehow got into the story in order to push the narrative of the plot because she kept changing it, right? Our female lead, she kept changing the story. Song Yimong. So she kept changing the story, right? And so the script writer, supposedly the script writer, which was a male, went into the story to change it. But when he went into the story, he became the second lead, male lead, who was the general, his father, right? And and I was watching. What was I watching? I was watching The Legend of a Female General, and it was all the same points. It kind of spoiled it. It was all the same points that they were talking about in A Dream Within a Dream. His father dies, right? He loses a lot of his men in a war, and it was supposed to be where our male lead here, uh, named Fong, right, supposed to bring in troops to help, but he never showed. I believe he never showed. So end up his father died. So now he blaming named Fong for the killing of his father and many troops. Right? It's an act of war. I mean, and it is what it is. You're strategically planning this, and you had to do your best in order to get this war going, right? And just because he didn't have the backup that he needed, it was still an act of war. But okay, I get you. So he's blaming all this on him. So that's what it is. So his thing was whatever he had to take away from him. That was in the script. But however, the plot of the script really was, I don't know what was the real plot of it, because she falls. So she was the actress falling into the script. She didn't want to marry Nathan because he was Tetris guy. He was ruthless, which that is the second thing about a fantasy costumes idol series, is where the male lead is Tetris. He's ruthless, and but yet supposedly has a soft heart because of his background. And his parents dies. He's out there in the wilderness on his own. He has to fend for himself, and nobody loved him, right? Because something they blaming him for everything. So that's kind of how they were saying in the script. So there was like points that they're saying has to be, in order for the script to go forward, you have to follow these particular plots of the script, right? So yeah, so she decided she didn't want to follow the script. So she was trying to not marry Nan Fong in the first place. And so she was trying to go ahead and marry the second lead, Gyu Hong. So she was trying to marry him, which that was what the father wanted. But each time she tried to marry him, she loses, she ends, the life ends there, and she time loops back to that point. So by the time she kept going, doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it, then this, I guess the script writer decided wait, and ends up bringing her back 6 months prior to her actually supposed to get married. So now she has 6 months to find a way to marry the actual person that her father wanted to marry. But however, Nan Feng, which is our male lead, Lu Ying Ning, wanted to marry her. But before he wanted to marry her, some for whatever reason, I don't know why, I can't remember why, he wanted to end her life because I guess she knew this secret. I don't know, because why would you want to end her life? Because she knew the secret to this blade thing, right? And then come to find out, this whole blade sword, it wasn't even part of the script, because by that time, who cared? Because somehow they had this formula, this chemistry formula. Did they really play a role in that? No, I don't know. Maybe, who knows? But the thing I always said, the only thing I really enjoyed was the martial arts effects and stunts they were doing in it. The direction was good, but a lot of the storyline was drawn out. So that's the reason why I said I skipped a lot of the storyline, because I really didn't care. I wanted to focus a lot on the plot. How did she get out of the script? Did she try to get out of the script? How did the script? How did the time looping, or how is the script playing out, in essence, to the role of the story? That's what I really cared about. And so what the scriptwriter ended up doing was, so if she kept trying to deter herself away from trying to marry Nan Fong, so what they did was they created a whole nother scene where they created Lee 16. That's the American version of the name, Lee 16, which was the still the main lead, right? Which was Lu Yingning, right? It was still our male lead. Um, but he disguised himself with a mask and a hoodie, and he was more exotic, more a little bit more exotic, right? Saving the damsel, and so she didn't know, because this was never on the original script. So the scriptwriter said, "Okay, well, I'll do this then." I had to put in another male, another figure, which is still the same person, playing out another role in the script. And so now she's starting to fall in love with this man. And so she's trying to use Lee 16, which is our male lead, who knew who he is, right? And our general, Yu Hong, to kill Nanfing. He doesn't know why people are trying to kill him. He doesn't like the fact, but so that's what it is. So about episodes 12 through 30-ish, it just focused on her trying to kill him. He trying to kill her, or the fact that she's trying not to marry anybody really, but try not to marry him. And that's kind of where the script was going from that point on. The first 12 episodes really was focusing on the plot, and then the last 10 episodes from 30ish or so focused on the plot. The middle part was just focusing on the playing out the role, the stereotypes of each role that the script was supposed to be about. And that's kind of where episodes 12 through 30 was about. And then from 30 on, that's when she found out that she kind of was more in love. That's when she found out who he was, that he was always Nanfing and Lee 16 were the same person, right? Nanfing. So, and then Riley Yang, he was excellent in this one. I enjoyed him on this one. Yeah, and technically, to be truthfully honest, I really do see Sing Song Yu Ting and Riley Yang together in this series. I really, I mean, yeah, but that's kind of how the story was. The layers, they saying it was So was it a dream? Was she, because at the end credit, she wakes up from her in real time in the rural in real time world, and so she goes and tries to find Nang Fing to see if it was a dream. She was dreaming about it. And when she found him, and then he comes, then he's like, "What you doing? What do you want?" And then she goes away, nothing, and walks away from him. And then he comes, I don't know, comes out of a doorway, or was it a portal? He comes out and calls her by her um, character name, and she just thought he was using her character name. And then he used a saying that was in the script, so she knew it was him. So it still was confusing, right? The layers were still confusing. What was this story really about? Was it because at the end, female writing the scripts, and they were like, "Well, what did you do with the original with the script writer?" And oh, he did something. He's already out of the script and on with his life or something. She said. Then I didn't like the fact that they're saying where the the mothers or the wives of the king, and they're like saying they want to divorce now because they didn't love him in the first place. This is what she did to the people. And then she's supposed to have every she when she was back, she was supposed to be changing how females are during historical times, that they don't need to be about just there as concubines and trying to get married. So she was trying to change the females in historical times. So she was every 2 or 3 months. She never sees them, and yeah, I'm like, okay, what are you trying to say really about this? But people are enjoying it. People loving it. Um, I the for Lee Yoon Tong, I see her in a role. I really can't really see somebody else doing it, because by the time you watch all 40 episodes with her in it, you can't really see anybody else who probably would have done it. Maybe I think I should, probably would have thought maybe one more other person would have been able to do this role. However, and the only thing she was too whiny. I mean, to me, that's kind of what it was. She was a little too whiny for me. But Lu Yingni, I mean, it was no different really from the Prisoner of Beauty. But I saw him in a contemporary one before I even saw him even in any of the costume dramas he's done. Um, and I had no, I mean, even contemporary, but he does better in costume dramas to me. And yeah, but that's kind of my point of view on my rewatching A Dream Within a Dream. Um, Tell me, was she supposed to be still in a dream? Was this all dreaming? Uh, the way it kind of makes it seem like it wasn't necessarily a dream as opposed to alternative world. She went to an alternative world, but he comes out of the alternative world into present day, and that's it. Did they stay in present day, or can they go back? I don't know. There you go. Thank you for watching. Media adjourned.